What's going on? Today we're going to talk about how to improve your local SEO. For small businesses, even medium and larger businesses that have a physical location, local SEO is really important, especially right now. I mean, you do a Google search, at the top of Google is the local pack, where it lists out 3 businesses with the review ratings and the address. It's extremely prominent on Google. It's towards the top of Google. So obviously there's a lot of competitiveness to get in that positioning. So today we're going to talk about how you can improve your local SEO. No specific order on this. I'm just going through all components that are important. So the first one is NAP consistency. NAP stands for name, address, and phone number. You want to make sure it's consistent across the board. So let's say in the footer of your website and on your contact page, you want to just make sure that that's the same. So our agency, the name of our company is the Media Captain. Well, we don't want it to say Media Captain in some places and the Media Captain in others. We want to keep that consistent across the board, not only on the website, but in other areas that we'll get into as well. So make sure that your name, address, phone number are consistent. The next one is Google My Business. Obviously, Google My Business is very important. I talked about the local pack. That's all driven from your Google My Business page. You want to make sure that your GMB page is optimized. You want to make sure that you have photos on there, description, your services listed out. You want to get reviews to build trust on your Google My Business page. So just make sure that that's well optimized. And also you can be making posts from your Google My Business page. Not that each one of these things I'm talking about is going to instantly increase your local SEO results, but it's going to help overall. Local citations. So I talked about NAP, name, address, and phone number consistent. How do you get that consistent across hundreds of sites? Well, that can be done via local citations. And there are services out there like Moz Local and Yext and Whitespark where you could do submissions for different citations, and it could submit your information to hundreds of websites. So you could also do this manually. Some people prefer that route because you don't have to pay for it. And typically it's about like $200 to $300 per year to get to get your business submitted to a directory aggregator. But some people like to do it manually. So 6 of one, half a dozen of another. But you just want to make sure that your information is consistent and that it gets out to a lot of places. And real quick, just if you're curious how your business gets on like Apple Maps or MapQuest and those sort of sites, it's not magic. A lot of these companies, utilize a service like Moz Local to do the submission, and then it goes out to all of those sites. Local link building, very important. You want to build local trust. Our agency is based in Columbus, Ohio, so we want to rank well in Columbus. I grew up in Columbus. I went to high school in Columbus. So let's say I sponsored and I'm a big hockey fan. So if I sponsored the high school hockey team and they had a sponsors section on their site and it linked back to the Media Captain site, that's great from a local SEO standpoint. I'm getting a quality backlink on a very hyper-local site going back to the Media Captain site. So be thinking about local backlink strategies. How can you get these local websites linking back to yours? And that helps that can even help your Google My Business page, because one key factor in Google My Business rankings is your overall authority of your website. So just be thinking about how you can get those local links. And then last but not least, local content on the website. Don't create blogs just for the hell of it. Don't keyword stuff to try and get these different like suburbs in there. Just make it natural. When you have your address listed out, Google's going to know where you're located. But the more detailed local information you can include, the better. And by the way, Stephanie, my sister, she drew this office. I thought it looked more like a house, so we just wrote office on there so everybody knows that it's an office. Those are some tips on how to improve your local SEO. If you have any other questions, you can find us at themediacaptain.com.